The Bethesda rally brought gamers together in pure mockery of their entire existence. It was beautiful. It was one of the most heartwarming things I have seen in my life. We should do it again sometime. But now that the rally is gone and everyone knows that not a single person supports these people, I wonder what happened to them. Hopefully, more bad things, honestly.
I'm sure you all remember the story from a few days ago where we were talking about the laid off Bethesda developers protesting and saying how evil Microsoft is and how terrible their lives are now that they do not have jobs. And a lot of gamers were
I'm so happy to know that some of these people are too stupid to get another job and they're probably gonna actually become unemployed and now on the streets because most likely they're paying more for their shitty hipster apartments than they make. It makes me smile, really.
kind of pointing and laughing because these are individuals who never wanted to make entertainment. They wanted to preach a message to you. They wanted to change your mind and they wanted you to accept the changes that they were pushing in the video game industry. And now we are seeing quite a few
And not only were they being smug about it, they didn't even hide it. And they dared to tell us that we're in the wrong for not wanting our things that we like to change.
meltdowns happening over this. We are seeing people on X saying this is so unfair and the Chuds won this time.
Should be unfairer. This time, even all the time, have you not been paying attention? The whole cultural battlefield of gaming is littered with your bodies.
We are seeing articles releasing calling Microsoft disgusting and terrible because these poor developers deserved better. And there are even individuals coping, saying these were talented and passionate people when they've only
Probably young, yeah.
worked in the industry for a handful of years. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, I, like many
Like the video, do it right now. It takes less than a second. It is a huge help, and I greatly appreciate all of you who do. Thank you. Like the video right now. Takes less than a second, and it matters.
other people have loved Bethesda games in the past. I think they have a lot of strong IPs, and I would love to see them actually continue down the route that they were going 15 years ago. But when they're not releasing titles people want, they're releasing new IPs and the games are buggy and broken and really underwhelming and they come and go extremely quickly. And they have hired
Buggy is an understatement, I feel, when talking about Bethesda quality assurance.
thousands of people who are working on one game and they're wasting billions of dollars on that experience that isn't coming out anytime soon. Yes, it is hard to sit here and defend individuals like this who have only worked on one game that hasn't even been unveiled yet. I don't know what type of work you did, especially when we are talking about a team of 1,000 freaking people. And I get that layoffs are bad, 100%. I am not sitting
No, no. Some layoffs are very good and necessary, in fact.
here and saying, oh my gosh, this is an amazing situation. But it's a situation that needed to happen. Microsoft, like many other companies in the video game industry, overhired during the pandemic.
Never feel sad about something good that happened. Never give credence to these people because they wouldn't give you a single benefit of the doubt. They hate you, and you can reciprocate that. And that's nothing wrong.
They felt like their growth was never going to cease and they felt like they could do no wrong. But now that they have recognized customers are not buying the products that they are creating, now that they've realized that they are wasting billions of dollars on games, and now that they have realized that these are individuals who are not really holding their own at the studio, they need to be let go. It was an inevitable situation. Don't blame me for pointing and laughing, blame Microsoft for putting them into this situation in the first place. And this clip had blown up just a few days ago. 11 million views on this one post, and I will play it really quickly for you since it's only 27 seconds long. I did another full video on this, it will be linked down below, but let's point and laugh together for a moment.
Morale is really low because, we've been told that we're making great games that players love and that we're doing well, and to have this suddenly hit us has been a huge shock to us.
It sucks.
We make all kinds of games, all kinds of people love.
It'd be really nice if we could just get back to work and make them games that will define.
I think it's so
It's still funny. It's still funny. We see this for the third time already, and it's still absolutely hilarious.
funny that they have these signs that say like save our studios with a BLM fist, and then war never changes, neither does corporate greed. I mean, my goodness.
That will define a generation of video gaming.
I worked at ZeniMax for about 5 years. We are having a
I'm only sad that these people got hired in the first place.
march and a rally
No devs, no games. Well, apparently you can have 1,000 devs at a studio when you still don't get games, so I don't know what this is supposed to mean.
to demand dignity and respect and an end to the cycle of layoffs.
Morale is really
So this clip has blown up. A lot of people have been talking about the future of Bethesda and ultimately ZeniMax and what is going to happen. And all I can really say is let the chips fall where they may. These individuals have hurt the video game industry. They're cultural Marxists. They never really cared about entertainment, and they simply wanted to join this industry, make a lot of money, promote change, gain power and control, and now that they've realized they can't, they are either leaving or they are being fired because they are not valuable to these teams. So, on one hand, right, I am not going to sit here and run to their defense because of the damage I feel they have done. These people would celebrate if I was fired, if I was kicked out of the industry, and I do not appreciate their mentality. So I'm not going to run to their defense the same way they wouldn't run to mine. And nobody is really running to their defense except
Listen, it's very simple. We should marry, but that's not either here or there, honestly. Just a statement of fact. Second, there's no reason to be even remotely shy about saying these things. Evil things happening to evil people is good. Sometimes two negatives do make a positive. Okay? When evil things happen to evil people, it's called justice. Very simple, very straightforward. There's nothing bad about it. Being happy that evil people get punished is good. It's good. Very simple.
for a handful of individuals online who are really not making fair points. Spectra here has 500,000 views on their post, and they said it's really awful to see gamers dance on the graves of these talented developers who got laid off through no fault of their own because they don't like the corporate strategy decided by the Bethesda C-suite. Entitled babies throwing tantrums for their toys, and all I can really say is talented developers with a question mark, because when you look at this video, there are 3 developers who are named. Let's go to their LinkedIn real quick. Juniper Dowell, this is the one with the nose ring, who, by the way, looks pretty normal in her LinkedIn profile picture.
I mean, give her just 3 minutes to speak, and I'm sure you're gonna rethink that one.
QA tester at Bethesda for the past 5 years and 8 months, January 2021 to present. She just got laid off, so obviously she's not there anymore. And before that, a game master, Clue IQ, July 2020 to January 2023.
Where I have heard Blue IQ. Where have I heard that?
That is their history. That is what is being called a talented developer's resume. Let's go to another. Autumn Mitchell. You have ZeniMax Media, full-time 3 years, 6 months, and that's it. Is this what is being called a...
And by the way, this is QA tester, senior QA tester, and senior QA tester too. This is literally not... This is what gets offered to people: slight changes in their name and like a $5 raise to keep them on board because their position is shit and they're underpaid anyway. Wow. The most of the talent is obviously.
Talented developer now. And then you have Nathan Hahn, who has a lot more history in the video game industry. But ultimately, even though it goes back to
Chinese serving learning teaching assistant. What?
2011, most of these are like less than a year positions, like a video game design instructor, a
Okay, when it's a less than a year, you're either actually doing with someone capable or you're doing with an absolute loser. The ideal scenario for job growth and career growth is 1 year. You stay 1 year in the company and you move on to something bigger and better. So let's see. Research and development reports on global and Asia Pacific market trends. Lamau, intern analyst. Chinese and this was 5 months. Chinese serving learning facilitating Chinese class serving learning. So he got fired from this. He was not good. Okay, and this is like almost 2 years. Training content developer. What the fuck does that mean? Developed content in Oracle using productivity kit manage share blah blah blah. Okay, that's 11 months. Associate consultant developed blah 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 blah. Okay, so there is no career growth here. He started as an analyst, was trash at it, then he decided to homeroom teach Chinese or something. Then he became a whatever internship level this is, and then he continued doing it.
game design instructor, a Chinese service learning teaching assistant, training content development.
Wait. I want to see the green one. What is the green one?
Training
Consultant in training. Yeah, this guy sucks at his job. He's just job hopping everywhere because he probably can't hold a job for half a year.
content development.
And then he got to this 3 years. Product owner deployment. What the fuck? I'm not gonna read. Dev team lead contract. What the hell is this?
Developer. I would say.
And then he's in Bethesda for 4 years. Okay. So then he got into Bethesda, and that's the only place that didn't fire him instantaneously. Adjournment to faculty game. What the fuck is this? Why? So this guy's working in 2 different game development? What is this?
The meat and potatoes of his career was, yes, at Bethesda as a producer for the past 4 years in 8 months. But that's it. We are talking about people that made Starfield. We are talking about people that made Fallout 76. We are not talking about people that going back made,
I'd say we're not talking about people in general, to be honest.
Skyrims and Morrowinds and Oblivions and Fallouts that were actually good games. We're talking about people who have only worked there for a handful of years. I would not call these people talented. I would personally not say that they have proven that they are a valuable part of the video game industry, and all I can really say is it sucks to suck. Maybe be better at your job. You also have video game journos saying hundreds rally at Bethesda HQ to protest Xbox layoff, and ours was there. Union wants to halt a perpetual cycle of layoffs, and that is a good thing. You also have Engadget saying Xbox devastating July was inevitable. It is neither possible nor desirable to own every great independent studio, but they do in this talk about the layoffs and how the Xbox union members represented by CWA urged the company to consider the human and creative cost of repeated mass firings and to negotiate in good faith over worker protections. And PC Gamer had put out an article saying union claims Bethesda developers were terminated the day of Xbox announced new Fallouts after being told they would still have jobs until September. And sure, if they were lied to, that does suck. That is ridiculous. And I am not sitting here and saying they
Things change. You should have seen the writing on the wall, Buttercup.
can't fight for their jobs. They can say whatever they want on social media. They can make as many pleas as they want. They can rally against Xbox if that is what they really want to do. They have that right 100%, but I also have the right to say that this is ridiculous. They are not core members of any teams. They have never made games that would make me as a customer want to run to their defense. And when you look at their mentality, they are not people who I would agree with. Now, I don't have to agree with you in order to defend you. Sometimes right is right and wrong is wrong, 100%. But we're
True, but not in this case, thankfully. Everyone fired at Bethesda deserves it. In fact, they should do more, okay? We should clean house. Anyway, that was very dark 10 out of 10. Bye.